Hello everyone, my name is Santiago Gonzalez. My team and I finished third place this weekend at the Las Vegas team YCS event. This is my first official Konami Top, so I wanted to give a huge shout out to my team for helping me get to this point. I also wanted to shout out the boy Ricky for lending me the whole deck. I couldn't play the event without him. TGS Trades for being the best locals in the Chicagoland area. The Slayers chat and the Get There on Time chat for supporting me throughout the whole event, and my future wife for supporting me and my hobby. Now for the deck I played KASHTIRA for this weekend, and I was player A. Here's the list. So I played 3 Unicorn, 3 Fenrir, 3 Rice Heart, 1 Scarecrow KASHTIRA, 1 Tier Element KASHTIRA, 3 Field, 1 Terra, 3 Theosis, 3 Birth, and 1 Big Bang. So I played a bigger engine of KASHTIRA monsters since I played 3 Birth. I didn't really get to test that much for this weekend. It was really all just off the top of my head, honestly. Most games that we would play, you would lose for not like opening like any of these 4, 3, or 10 cards, basically, like 10 official starters. So I want to play a higher number of Rice Heart and an extra extender with the 3rd Birth. Looking back, this was cuttable, and the earlier rounds, the 3rd Birth was a bit cloggy, but throughout the event, I would see just 1 copy with like more engine, so it panned out just fine, but it definitely needs more testing moving forward. Yeah, just finding more starters that aren't too bricky. You would like banish this or this, and like Unicorn would just be redundant adding these. But it's fine, it's fine. The deck did what it needed to do. For consistency, I played 3 Prosperity. This card's insane. Just the fact that you can dig into your side deck and see all those blowout cards, or even in your main deck, find the right interruption when you're playing against a certain deck, since you can see what they're playing through number 89. And this card is broken. Right. For my defensive cards, I played 3 Ash, 2 Niv, 2 Imperm, 3 Book, 1 Thrust, and 1 Talent. And to complement those, 3 Crossouts. So I didn't want to go too heavy on Niv because of the range of the format. Despia was probably the most popular deck besides KASHTIRA, which I hardly played against any. I drew it when I needed it, and I'm glad I just played 2. Imperm covers most matchups as well, so does Ash. Complete blowout. Even against like the Mirror is just insane. Thrust, Searching, Prosperity, or Terraforming, or Talents was pretty good. These 2 I hardly saw. I saw them more games 2 and 3, like drawing the 6th card. And then Crossout was to hit any of these generic cards that everyone is playing at the moment. Maybe as the format develops more, maybe some of these get cut, and maybe this becomes irrelevant, but we have to see. 40 in the main. extra deck, I played 2 Shangri-La, 2 Rice Heart, 1 Dark Arm, 2 Big Eye, 1 Diabolos. Put these to the side. 2 Zeus. Side. Okay. So 2 Shangri-La was definitely correct if we didn't play the Draco package. We would find ourselves using both of them to make it. And so, like, if it gets blown out, you'd really only have, like, the Dark Arm to go into or the Big Eye. And if it wasn't the Mirror, like, these cards really didn't do anything. So I'd probably move on to play 3 Shangri-La. 2 Rice Heart, 3 never came up, but the extra decks is still up for debate on what's mandatory and what's not. The Dark Arm was pretty insane. This card's crazy. Popping a card after attacking is just make sure your Zeus goes through. 2 Big Eye. Honestly, this should have probably just been 1. I didn't play multiple mirrors, so it didn't really come up. But even like in the mirror, you usually just Zeus them anyways. So this just could be the 3rd Shangri-La or like a different card. So we'll probably cut this down to 1. 2 Zeus, like I said. Clean up after you attack with an Exceed monster against any deck. Diabolos, I hardly made this card. Like I didn't even like do the Lock 5 at all this past week. And maybe it's cuttable, maybe not. It's just free information game 1. And if you can play through a nib, well, why not? Just check what they're playing against and then dig with Prosperity what you want. The Draco Future package was pretty insane. I never used the little one to take because you just Zeus or you just Big Eye. So it's kind of pointless to make 2 7s just to take when you already have a 7-2 take. And then the Draco Future not being able to be destroyed by battle or card effects was pretty clean. I had this card stolen multiple times, and the fact that it's that the card itself is a soft whisper turn, so whenever they take it and try to use the effect, they couldn't since I had already used the effect. Baron was drawing multiple ashes and having a level 7 up before activating Theosis. I also never made this card, so this card is also for debate, but it's very game changing. I know my teammate made it multiple times, so I feel like it definitely earns its spot. The one card that I do regret playing was the Lingeribo. I feel like it should have just been 2 Donner. We didn't get Italy at all this weekend. I don't think any of the 3 of us. And then Donner just to have a way to clear your main monster zone or your monsters in general. Even through Italy, like you can normal summon the Rice Heart and make this pop and then continue play. Like I said, the extra deck is up for debate. Alright, for the side, I played 3 Shifter. We wanted this card just because the meta is so wide and has multiple variety at the moment. We didn't want to cut this card because this card is just blow up. Like literally all the runic cards, all the labyrinth cards, them floating or turning off their punishments, turning off their balances off their traps and stuff. Against Sword Soul, against Despia. We later found out they could still lock us potentially, but I mean, they they would have to like either hard draw the trap or draw a thrust to be able to set it. And if they had it, they had it. It is what it is. This card is just insane. The thrust engine, thrust ruler, dark hole, chain of heart, and heart piece. These were insane. The 3 mirror matches I played, I drew this card, or I either searched it off thrust and just like won the game on their 4 summons, just because I'm using their monsters for advantage. The dark hole was for Ibli, and then the dark ruler was for just random decks that could lock you out somehow. Probably change these 2 to either a lightning storm or evenly match. Just to have more coverage for the labyrinth deck. Even though we technically did, we had the 3 cosmics as well, but it wasn't enough. Just these technically 6 cards. I feel like we might need more, depending on what variation of the deck starts popping off. The heavier stun version or the try to kill you in 1 at turn 2 version. But just having the quick plays or like the blowout of the rest of the traps so they don't set more traps is just insane. Then for my official going first cards, I played 2 Shared Ride and 2 D Barrier. Barrier was for everything, like literally everything except the Labyrinth deck. And then through testing, multiple times we would be playing the mirror match and we'd realize like Barrier wouldn't stop them from really killing you if you open subpar, like a Rise Heart pass. So I chose to side the Shared Rides. So if they committed to play, I would draw potential cards to stop them. Basically, rip Nib off this. It was I didn't play the enough amount of hand traps to really make this very valuable. But it's really just a mind game with your opponents. As soon as they see you flip this card, people don't want you to keep drawing. So they'll nuke your field with Zeus and probably pass from there, having Zeus control, and then you draw like 2 cards and then card for turn. And you still have your books or your talents or your imperms or whatever, and just deal with whatever they left behind and try to attack for game. My overall record in Swiss was 8-5. 5? What?
8.
No, that was 5.
So 9-3-1.
9-3-1. Yes. Yeah, Swiss was tough for me. Once we got the top cut, I was dominating. I felt unstoppable. But sadly, I lost on stream, top 4. Definitely a winnable game. I just couldn't find the line. Couldn't find the line. It's okay though. Congrats to them for getting second. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Hope to see more. Peace out.